Hey, Shalom, my praise the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Kakadash, and double honor to the other parts of the millstone, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Mashah, Ba'Hashem, all the brothers and sisters out there. Gms San back once again for another week. Appreciation to these lost Babylonians, Americans, these pink hair, shark girl, lump girl ass niggas, man. You know, and basically, mass wars coming to America, civil wars coming to America, judgment, the plague, pestilences, because because right now, coronavirus got everybody shook. You know, most wars in history were kicked off by famine and sicknesses, right? And right now what's going on? Sicknesses leads to famine, it also leads to war. You know, simple shit. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this real quick.
God, this is going to be the book of Romans, chapter 10, and verse 1, and it reads, "Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to Yahweh for Israel is that they might be saved."
Yeah, so despite all the wars and famines, and then even back then, the wars, the famines, sicknesses, murders, Paul prayed for who? Paul stated that his desire was for Israel to be saved, not the whole world, but for Israel to be saved. From what? Those wars, those famines, those sicknesses, idolatry, adultery, theft, murder, anything negative, man. You know, he was praying for who? His brethren according to the flesh. Who were Israelites to whom pertaining the flesh, Hamashiach Yahushua came.
That's right, man. All right, continuing, it says, verse 2, "For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High."
So the Israelites have a zeal of God, which that word zeal in the Greek says jealousy, rivalry, and passion, right?
God, it says, but not according to knowledge.
They have this envious rivalry, jealousy, jealous passion for God, and not according to knowledge. Now, who across the board right now do you see that hold on to this personality trait? The so-called Negroes, Latino, North American Indians.
Right.
I've never seen any Chinese man out here preaching, yeah, man, we the Israelites, man. You know, and well, really, I feel like God do this and God do that. No nation talks about God the way that you so-called Negroes and Latinos do, man. No other nation brings up God. And once again, Jake brings up God in a stupid way. The black woman is God. The black man is God. And then Gad, the corn gods and shit. But no other nation brings up this thought of a God more than you so-called Negroes and Latinos.
Right,
and then Jake will tell you all day why the black woman is God, or why the black male is God. But see, there's a passion for God, but not according to knowledge. Right. Same thing back then. And this attribute only applies. This only correlates with who? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, North American Indians.
That's right.
But,
all right, continuing in verse 3, it says, "For they being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness."
For they being ignorant of Yahweh's righteousness and going about to establish their own.
That's right. It says, "Have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of Yahweh. For Hamashiach is the end of the law for righteousness to every one that believeth."
Yeah, so basically Jacob, he establishes their own laws, statutes, and commandments, basically, man.
That's right, man.
And you see that literally right now. ISGPK, IOIC, fucking Kemet niggas, all that shit, man.
That's right.
They establish their own righteousness, man. You know, this scripture only correlates with the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians. Those who call themselves Israel, and also Pookie in the hood, talking about the black man is God. They all have their own form of righteousness, but it's not according to knowledge. It's all based on ignorance. Right. But that zeal of God is there. Right. I've never met any Chinese man with that zeal, any African man with that zeal, any Mayonnaise man with that zeal. You know, any Arab with that zeal, which Arabs call upon Allah or whatever, which they're very faithful in that God, but they're nowhere near as zealous as Jake is.
That's right, man.
Even for dumb shit, Jake be zealous over a fucking burrito, man. Passionate as hell. You know?
Yeah. Shit, there's a certain there's a certain Israelite, just going based off of what the brother said, there's a certain Israelite that makes videos about him just eating food, man. You know, man, and he be drinking that shit. Have you seen it? He be drinking that. Yeah, that's how Jake is, man. Very passionate in what they do. You know, whenever Jake has their mind set on something, I'll say the majority of Jake, because you have certain Jake out there that are very lazy. That's right. And so the majority of Jake, whenever they set their mind to something, they get that shit done, man. I mean, just look at the so-called Latinos, the Latin tribes, man. You know, especially the Shashkar, the so-called Mexicans. You know, if they plan to get, you'll see them at work at construction, taking their time, you know, working hour to hour. But whenever they have something at home, or they want to build a certain type of thing, they get that shit done, man. You know, the same thing with so-called Negroes, the so-called Native Americans, and so on and so forth, man. You know, whenever we have our mind set on something, we're able to get it done, man. You know, that's just our lot, man. That's just our spirit. You know, same thing with the Most High. These people, they have a zeal for the Most High. You know, they be talking Christianity, Catholicism. If you don't notice, the majority of people that come up against the camps are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Yeah. You know, and they fight so hard against it.
Now look, why is that? Other nations don't care about the Heavenly Father.
That's right.
They don't give not one fuck, two fuck, a red fuck, a blue fuck. They don't care.
That's right.
But Jacob come up here every single week. I think about that because I think righteousness means this to me. Well, my truth is this.
Yep, that's right.
They're very zealous, but not according to knowledge. They're zealous based on first off Christianity because they've been indoctrinated. Really. First off, it's based off of what makes Esau comfortable. Then Christianity, and then their own heart. Ridiculous, man.
They want to save the so-called white man. You know?
The mayonnaise man.
That's right, man.
I got pretty simple for you. Up.
Go ahead.
Romans 8 and verse 14. For as many as I got it. For as many who are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father.
That's right. We didn't receive the spirit of bondage to fear, because beforehand that's what we had on us, man. You know, the Christianity that they were pushing, you know, the Catholicism, all that, going around looking for you Israelites in specific and enslaving you.
Putting you in bondage.
Yeah, right. Putting you in bondage. And so you started serving Christianity out of fear of your own life. You know, but
Jesus Christ put our people into the worst bondage, worse than Egypt, worse than Babylon, worse than Greece, worse than Rome. Jesus Christ put you so-called niggas and Latinos, Jesus Christos, put our people through the worst bondage that the earth has ever seen.
Right.
The transatlantic slave trade. You know, Google the other slavery, Trail of Tears, Mexican massacre, the fucking Alamo, all these different things.
Genocide.
Taino genocide, Haitian Revolution, Caribbean massacres. But also, speaking of the Alamo, man, Santa Ana was getting down, having sex with recently escaped slave woman, right? Having sex, and Esau came and killed him while he was fucking, and then was like, yeah, man, we killed him, man, we got him. It was a hard battle, but we got him. He was out getting his dick wet.
That's right, man.
That's when the man is the weakest. Oh shit! Oh, what are you doing here? You know? Yeah. Esau, like, oh yeah, it was a hard battle, but we got him. The nigga got his dick wet, man. Yeah, the nigga Esau, man.
God, you know? Man. So, but this time, the spirit that we have is the spirit of adoption, because now we know that we're the sons of God. We're the Israelites, according to the Bible, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the one blessed nation upon the whole planet Earth, the one who the only nation that the Lord, the God of the Bible, loves, man. You know, and cares for. That's right. Go ahead.
Romans 8:16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the sons of God, and if children, then heirs of God, and joint heirs with Yahushua, if so be that we suffer with them, that we may also be glorified together.
That's right, and that's exactly what we're doing, man. Especially for the prophets, man. We're suffering. It says, therefore, if we suffer with them, we shall be glorified together. And part of suffering is watching our people be reprobates, man. You know, watching our people go completely ballistic for the mayonnaise man, the red Hebrew Edomite. All right, the so-called white man, seeing them go against their own nation to save this man, the one who put them into hardcore torturement. I'm not gonna say slavery. All right, and to this day, it's considering them as three-fifths of a person, man. You know, and that's something that we see every day. And then they go against us, you know, their own nation, in order to save this man. You know, they've killed us in the past, and if they could, they would kill us again, man. You know, pretty sure that, yeah, they're going to, man. You know, whenever the time comes,
they're gonna try. Excuse me.
Yeah, whenever the time comes, so when Esau is finally cracking down, and he puts a bounty on every prophet's head, man. If you know any Israelite, if you know any black, Mexican, or Native American that claims to be an Israelite, you know, if you deliver unto us, you know, we'll let you out of these. We'll let you out of the concentration. Yeah.
All your past crimes, expedited. It's all gone. Acquitted of it, man.
Yep.
Good job. Thanks, man. Good job, bro.
Yep.
You know, reparations, a new house, a fucking Ferrari, all types of shit, man. It's gonna be great yourself.
You know, your family might be in bondage, you know, and they might convince you, hey, you know, you deliver these men into us, we'll let you and your family go. But meanwhile, your family's dead, man. Already dead. You know?
And Esau done that all the history. Greece, Rome, and America.
Yep.
They used to capture Gadites and then make them go and bring them other Gadites and then kill all of them.
Yep.
Literally, Google it, look it up, man.
Yeah, it is.
The red Hebrew read the sucker white man,
they would
fucking
also,
mayonnaise, man.
That's right, and they would also excuse me, they would take their children, all right, specifically for the Gadites, they would take their children away from them, you know, and they would put them up saying, they would put signs up saying that the families didn't want them, and they put them in I forget what the school's name was called, but they would put them in certain schools, and they would take away their heritage, and they would
what's called Indian boarding schools.
That's right, Indian boarding schools, and they would the families would camp outside of the boarding schools, waiting to see their children. Some parents never saw their children again. Some rarely saw them, you know, and
most of them never saw them again though.
That's right.
You know Esau. Well, some of them never saw him. No, nigga, most of them.
That's right.
98% never saw him again, man.
That's right. They were all turned into
chocolate Edomites.
That's right. You know, people they would capture them and then put them up for adoption, and saying that they needed a good home, and then you know, Edomites came up and started adopting them like crazy, man.
Appreciate it.
Go ahead, brother.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
That's right.
And thine eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long, but there shall be no might in thy hand.
That's right. These Gadites couldn't do shit because they were already pushed on the. I was looking at a map. You know, I was watching a documentary of a map that they had, and they were spread out all through the U.S., which the Gadites were a lot, man. You know, and they started trying to kill them off. And in the documentary, they said that they were trying to eliminate the Gadites for good, but they kept increasing, going to show you that we are the Israelites. You know, just another point. But they were all spread out through the U.S. And then they after all those things, all those afflictions, man. I can't speak today. After all those afflictions,
that's why I feel every day, brother.
After all those afflictions, there was only small portions of reservations that were there, man, and they were all bunched up together, and it wasn't shit, man. That's small ass tiny land compared to where they used to be, man. You know, and then they started Indian boarding schools and so on and so forth, man. You know,
and then look, real quick point, right? There's hella videos of people, especially so-called niggas and Latinos, saying that, oh yeah, the Israelites, man, they read the Bible, and honestly, it does seem like it's talking about them, but it's not. Nigga, it was. I saw a video yesterday, man. It was a bald-headed coon, black-skinned ass nigga, right? He was like, well, he Israelites. Honestly, they read the Bible and the Christians, and honestly, it does seem like it's talking about them, and so they think it's talking about them, but it's not.
It's talking about them.
Who is it then? Chinese? No, it can't be them.
Well, those people aren't on the earth anymore, man. You know?
The Israelites are all gone, but the fucking Jews are over here. According to the Bible, if we see the sun, the moon, and the stars, then the sons of God are still here.
That's
so
right.
where they at? And Esau, oh, the 10 tribes, they disappeared. Maybe they're in the hollow earth somewhere. Get the fuck out of here, man. So you right here in America, making your fucking burritos for you, man.
Hell yeah, building your fucking temples, man. You know, working the hardest jobs, man. You know, we're in slavery. That's where we're at. You know, and all our history was hidden from us, right? According to Jeremiah 17:4. You know, and that's also a part of the curses, you know, that happened to the Gadites, the so-called Native Americans. You know, the way they took your heritage away was through those Indian boarding schools, and they knew by taking your children, by taking the most vulnerable, that they could take you, because they couldn't take a grown adult Gadite and change their ways, man, because they were already sending them.
It's very difficult to take a grown man and break him,
That's right.
or keep a grown man from secretly teaching your children who they are.
That's right.
Right, because in that movie or series Root, right, they had Kunz Kinte up there in the whip zone. What's your name? Kunz Kinte. Fat. What's your name? Kunz Kinte. Fat. What's your name? Fuck you, nigga. It's Toby. But Kunz Kinte could have still had a son and then told him, man, look, you Israelite, man, but out there, nigga, out there say George. But nigga inside you Israelite. So what Esau did was what? They went to our children, all right. They killed off the parents or sold them somewhere else, took the children and raised them up. Hey, Tommy. Matter of fact, your last name's gonna be Evans, Tommy Evans. And now it's a whole generation of so-called black men with the last name Evans, Clark, Jordan, Flores, you know, shit like that. You know, it was a fucked up situation. But that's why we need Yahweh Shema to save us, man.
That's right,
We need
man.
to be healed. We need salvation. Don't nobody else need salvation from the bars of the devil. Oh, yeah, also real quick, Revelation, where's that? We call another beast out the earth.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I want to say 13. Revelation 13, verse. Robert.
God, this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11, and it says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth."
So look, this beast came up out the earth. It didn't say a beast from hell, a beast from a fiery dimension. No, a beast came up out the earth.
Like,
Now upon the earth, I don't see any seven-headed dragon flying around anywhere. That'd be pretty fucking noticeable, don't you think?
yeah,
It's the dragon again. Oh shit, what's it doing? You know, it'd be pretty fucking
enslaving
noticeable.
everybody.
Breathing fire, slaving niggas.
Satan,
People like, is that a dragon? Is that a dragon? Is it wearing crowns? Who the fuck is the crowns? You know?
a great whore riding upon it, man. A woman.
And then, a big ass blonde bitch on it with a scarlet dress. Who the fuck made that dress? Where are these big ass niggas coming from? It's pretty noticeable, right? So this beast came up out the earth, man. Okay? It didn't come from hell. It came from the earth.
That's right.
Now, when you think of beast, you don't think about a giraffe or a cat. You think about this nigga with sharp ass teeth, bulky as hell, evil, ready to destroy you. And that's what this beast system does. That's what Esau's done from Petra to Greece to Rome, especially in fucking Rome, and then even more so in America.
That's right.
To destroy wonderfully.
That's right.
Which is a prophecy in Daniel 5. Daniel Allah was showing a lot. Which is like Daniel was fasting so much, he was sick. He was throwing up. He was like, man, I'm scared, bro. And then Yahweh Shema showed Ezra these last days. So really Yahweh Shema showed Ezra's past tanks, past World War 1 and 2 until these time now. And Ezra's like, who? Ezra said, who's gonna save me in that day? He saw lasers, he saw high tech technology, man. He had a fucking missiles, the army missiles. It's prophesied that these missiles are going to blacken the fucking sky. You know how big the sky is? You know, pick around. You know, these missiles, ICBM missiles are prophesied to black out the sky, man. You know, like nigga, that's a lot of fucking missiles, man. You know how big the sky is. You know.
Hell yeah, you know how high up the sky is. Shit.
And then look, Esau's been stockpiling missiles going back to World War 1. Making more and more. The Tsar Bomba in World War II, they were just making hella missiles. The Russians, the Tsar Bomba.
They actually made so much. That's when that treaty came into play, so they couldn't make anyone they weren't able to make certain missiles. And that treaty was just recently pulled, of course. But that's when they started making it, was because they were all advancing, man. This is the only kingdom. This is the only kingdom that has advanced so fast. You know, about 30 years ago. You know, or actually about 40, 50 years ago, you didn't have no goddamn, what's it called, rifle that could tear your face off, man. You didn't have the type of weaponry that we had now. You know, we go back 100 years, about 100 years ago, they were shooting rifles. They were shooting rifles that were still the weapons, man. They were that's what type of, you know, the
Reload, bro.
the one that they had to reload.
Like taking 5 minutes to fucking reload.
Hell yeah.
If you're fast enough, you don't have to be, oh shit. Put in the hole, you gotta angle that hole.
They have to open up because they
Yeah,
have to carry the gun bottle in certain. They have to carry the gunpowder in a bottle and pour that hole in there, slash it, and then fucking spit, and then shoot.
And then do it all over again.
And then do it all over. That's right. That was back 100 years ago. And now you have rifles that you can aim around the fucking corner and it's just, you know, you have rifles that you can shoot and it'll 10 feet away from you, you still tear your face off. You know, there's all types of
a certain gun that shoots 10 bullets in 1 second.
That's right. You know, they created it. Remember, they created the Gatling gun back in like the 20s, man. You know, back in the 30s, I forget the exact year, but that's the Gatling gun was created a long time ago. You know the gun to where you could hold it's like the you just blast and shit, man. And now they have all sorts of weaponry, man. You know, and this is just go back 100 years. If people who are alive 100 years, 100, you know, they would go back, back, 80 years ago. It wasn't like you would have never expected shit like this. You know how they created cell phones, man. You know that can track your locations anywhere you want. They have satellites in the sky that can see through your house, man. With thermal
infrared
cameras. Man.
Also she could just see through it. Esau's
That's right. There's also cameras that they had to where it'll be tiny as fuck. You could put it on a fire alarm, and it'll be watching your every move, man. You know they have certain things to where you could create. You know, you can frame someone. They have security systems, all types of shit. You know, back 100 years ago, you would have never thought they would have it, man. You know, you would have never thought they would have planes flying everywhere, man. But,
yeah, going back and forth, man. Like, hey, as birds, you know,
that's right.
Big ass planes, jets, helicopters, just going back and forth and forth and back.
And that's why these nations are scared of America, because they advance so fucking fast. But it's because the days are being shortened for the elect's sake. Yeah. The Lord is putting all these ideas within this man's head to create, to destroy himself. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
This is Daniel 8, and I'll start at verse 21. Daniel 8:21. And the red goat is the king of Grecia, and the great horn that is between its eyes is the first king. Now that being broken, whereas four stood up, 4 kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation, but not in his power. And in the latter time of their kingdom, I'll come down.
So basically, this was after Alexander the Great. Those four great kings, or the 4 horns that rose up. Those were his 4 generals, man. You know, and it tells you. I forget the exact scripture, but it tells you that wickedness was First Maccabees. It tells you that wickedness was expounded on the earth, roughly paraphrasing. You know, and because these men went around the whole earth. You know, they're like, oh, I'm gonna be king. And they went around the whole earth, you know, enslaving people, you know, fighting against each other. All right?
Murdering each other.
That's right, murdering each other, murdering their own people, man. You know, and this all started after Alexander, man. You know, they're like, look, I'm gonna be in charge. You know, he left it unto me. So those are those 4 horns. If you want, I can get it. You can keep that.
I'm looking for it right now.
I can get it. I have it highlighted somewhere. I know it's in First Maccabees. It's chapter 1.
Got you up. Got you right here.
Got it.
First Maccabees 1 and verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule everyone in its place.
That's right.
And after his death, they y'all put crowns upon themselves, and it was his 4 generals of Ptolemy. Dang, I know that one. It's this Ptolemy and 3 more people, right? It says and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, and so did their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth.
That's right, evils were multiplied upon the earth because these were Edomites, man. The so-called white man, this is when he started really bearing rule, man. All right, and I think actually one of his generals, they founded Rome, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, one of them founded Rome and started building that kingdom up, man. You know, and that's when evil was once again evil was multiplied upon the earth. All right,
go back in it. back in Daniel 8, verse 21, it says, "And the rough goat is the king of Grecia, Alexander, and the great horn is that between the eyes of the first king." So excuse me, that horn, that horn within his eyes is Alexander. It says, "Now that being broken, whereas the four stood up for those four generals,
That's right.
four kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation, but not in his power. And in the latter time of their kingdom," which we're speaking of America now,
That's right.
it says when the transgressors are come to the full, trannies, adulterers, murderers, niggas just be bombing everything. America says peace and love, Christianity, democracy, and bombs everything.
Yeah, man. They actually
Right.
make quick point. They actually make memes about that shit, man. On like iFunny, Facebook. They said there was
You
this
got
one
some
meme.
oil?
Yeah, there was a meme to where it says America speaking about freedom and democracy, and it was that one dragon lady from Game of Thrones. She was all smiling and shit.
Lizzie, yeah.
And then it said America spreading freedom and democracy. It was a dragon going around destroying
everything.
shit. Yeah, that's right.
That's written in Revelation 13. That beast, matter of fact, read it again.
Come on,
Get
this
that.
is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11, and it reads, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth."
Not from hell, out the earth.
That's
And
right.
this began with who? Alexander the Greek.
That's right.
Keep going.
God, it says, "And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon."
So one like a lamb, spake as a dragon.
So he looks
this one right
innocent.
here, yeah, it looks innocent. Now, also, big bet. Now, Esau was doing this way before, right? But Theodore Roosevelt coined a policy called the big stick diplomacy, right? Or the big stick foreign policy. The big stick foreign policy. So use this policy when dealing with other nations, right? And the big stick ideology is what? Speak softly, but carry your big stick with you. So basically, put a gun in their face. Hey, man, I don't want to hurt you right now. You know, just sign a paper, man. I don't want to have to hurt you with a fucking gun in your face. Hey, I love you, man.
Bro,
I really do.
They show you that shit in the movies, man.
Yeah.
You know, Esau doesn't hide this shit. Like people
gangsters,
think,
man.
people act like this is something. This is people. It's amazing to watch because people have such a hard time comprehending this, and it's because the Lord is blinding them. You know, but Esau, he hides this shit in plain sight. You know, which is the best place to hide it, because the people.
Sleight of hand magic.
Yeah, people don't believe you. You know, magicians always say that their best crowd is the best crowd is a drunk crowd. Why? Because they're easier to fool. They're easier to
They don't give
manipulate.
a fuck.
Yep, that's right. They're easy. Like you could trick a drunk person. You could take, hey, look, hey, give me a 20 real quick, and I'll make it disappear. Or I'll turn it into 100. The drunk person be like, all right, cool.
Drunk dude, no, you won't. Take 40. Stupid ass shit.
Yep, that's right. And that's what it is, man. Right now, these Americans are drunk off of doctrine, man. You know, they're drunk off of that Christianity, that freedom. You know, which really they don't have freedom, man. They have liberty. You know, that's why they have the Statue of Liberty, not the Statue of Freedom. All right.
That's right.
Because you have the liberty to serve Esau at McDonald's, or you have the liberty to serve Esau at Burger King, man. There's no such. Well, what if I don't want to work? Well, if you don't want to work, the IRS is gonna come and arrest you for not paying taxes.
Gonna go to jail. Gonna be homeless.
Yep, that's right.
Homeless,
man.
hungry, starving, and then eventually fucking die out. Be starving to death. You gonna die out. Oh yeah. Also Esau's been going around different cities, rounding up the homeless people and putting them in fucking internment camps, man.
That's right.
Get out of here. No one wants you here. You damn no gooder. You know.
That's right, man.
Get a job.
No, there's no such thing as freedom.
Get a
man.
job meaning what? Go be a slave. Go make us some goddamn money. Make us some motherfucking money, ho. They're the fucking pimps, man.
Yeah, that's
They're
right.
pimps and thugs and mafia bosses.
Talking about what are you doing on my corner making no money?
I need my money, bitch. Ah, we'll slap your ass.
Slap, pop.
Boom, back in jail. Slap you again, boom, IRS. Slap you again, boom, you homeless. You know,
Nope,
they
that's
good
right.
thugs, man.